The resounding success of the A-5 rekindled the interest of the German military. In late 1938, the German Army High Command ordered full-scale development of the A-4, which was to go down in history as the V-2. The challenging specification called for a rocket that could deliver a ton of high explosives over a distance of 155 miles. The task of engineering a scaled-up A-5 as a viable military rocket was daunting. The A-4 consisted of a steel framework. The shape of the missiles was said to be based on that of the German Army's 7.92 millimeter rifle bullet, which was known to be ballistically stable at supersonic speeds. Power was provided by burning a mixture of alcohol and liquid oxygen. The rocket carried over 5 tons of alcohol and 4 tons of oxygen, enough for around 70 seconds of powered flight. The A-4 needed a lot of fuel, over 220 pounds per second. To ensure an adequate flow, the mixture had to be pumped at a high pressure. It was driven into the combustion chamber by a lightweight steam turbine powered by the explosive reaction of hydrogen peroxide and calcium permanganate. The original test rocket weighed just over a ton, but the A-4 had a projected launch weight of around 12.5 tons. Its engine was 16 times more powerful than the A-3's. By the time the motor burned out, the missile was traveling at over 3,400 miles an hour and reached a maximum altitude of around 55 miles. Guidance and control of the missile presented even greater difficulties than the rocket motor. Gyroscopes were used to detect any changes in altitude. They acted as directors to carbon vanes projecting into the rocket exhaust. Autopilots of the day were primitive, so the development team created one of the world's first analog computers to handle guidance. It was not without problems, however, and the first V-2s were fitted with an unsatisfactory interim autopilot. The German Army's triumphant conquest of Europe in 1940 and 1941 caused official interest in such expensive projects to wane. Although no longer a priority, development of the A-4 continued at a slower pace. The engine was completed and tested. More A-3 and A-5 flights were made, and the first examples of the A-4 were hand-built. Soon after, the A-4 reached its designed maximum speed of over 3,100 miles an hour and flew to the edge of space. These were not the only so-called vengeance weapons tested at Peenemünde. The Luftwaffe also had a project.